Hello and welcome back to Courageously Living. I am super excited to be introducing this new series to you, and it's all about the power of intentions. I use intentions every day, and I constantly add to them or remove something that I no longer need or tweak them. So this is something that I want you to think of as something that is kind of alive. It kind of ebbs and flows based on what you are wanting for the day. So sometimes we can get so caught into, oh, it's got to be this and then it's only this. And intentions for me really give you that opportunity to kind of ebb and flow with your life. And so this is going to be the longer video for kind of what intentions are, how do you set them, building that muscle when you make mistakes, when they don't work. And then I'm going to kind of keep going on different videos to kind of dig deeper into a whole bunch of different topics within intentions, because they are super powerful and you can use them in any aspect of your life. And they also can kind of be a little overwhelming on where to start. So this video is really to kind of give you the nuts and bolts of it. And then other videos following will kind of let you dive deeper into whatever topics you're interested in. And so we're going to start with what I consider is intentions. My definition of intentions is it really is how I want to feel or how I want to act in any given day or situation, or even for the longer term. I have intentions that I set for the day. I have them sometimes for the week if I know the week is going to be really intense. And I also have them for a few month period, just so I can allow that energy to build. And that really is the other important part for me of what intentions are, is it's putting energy out into the field of what you want to create in your life, what you're changing in your mindset, what you are trying to match in a vibrational sense, because that's what's being attracted into your life, is when you can match it on an energy level, a vibration level, a frequency level. And that is all the stuff that's kind of the elements that actually bring change into your life. The next topic I wanted to cover is people and intentions. We kind of hear the word intention thrown around a lot, and in some ways it's because it is allowed to kind of be what it is required to be for you. So like I've already mentioned, I set intentions every day. Some people just say, hey, my intention for the day is to have it be a good day. And that's it. That's great. If that's what you want to do for your intention, perfect. Do that. Some people choose to set intentions based on certain astrological cycles. A lot of times, new moons and full moons, people will set intentions for that cycle. So sometimes people will also set an intention for an hour, for a meeting, for an interaction that they're doing, a group activity that they're doing. It doesn't matter. You get to choose how often, what you're setting intentions for, any of that. What all of these videos are for, and the weekly intentions that I will be starting to do, is really to give you ideas on how to play kind of with intentions, how to make them work for you. And I can guarantee you that what works for me is going to be different than what works for you. or what works for somebody else. So keep that in mind when you're starting to kind of play with adding intentions into your life. The other really, really important thing about intentions is it's building a muscle. We live in such a society that wants instant gratification. I say this, I get this. I make this transaction online, I get the product. And intentions are a little more nuanced than that instant gratification. It is truly building a muscle. If you want to run a marathon, you're not going to sign up the night before the marathon and show up in the morning and run 26 miles. Your body's just not going to be able to do that. You have to build the muscles to actually be able to run that marathon. Or if you're, at a job that is a brand new job, it's going to take you time to get up to speed on how things work at this job, how things are, being carried at the job. And it's building a muscle. Maybe it's building a memory muscle of how to do things on the computer. Maybe it's building a physical muscle of carrying something. All of those, you're building a muscle. Intentions work the same way, only it's a muscle of your mind. And you are building that muscle over and over again when you do intentions and you keep repeatedly doing them. So give yourself grace, because it is going to take some time to explore kind of this new piece in your life and to actually get you to kind of start to see different results than when you were just kind of unconsciously setting intentions. And here's the thing, we all unconsciously set intentions every day. I'm just saying, let's do it in a conscious way instead of an unconscious way. An unconscious intention is you oversleep, you slip in the shower, you can't find your car keys, and you're in traffic, and you're like, oh my gosh, this day is going to be so bad. Look at already how it started out. Well, that's the intention you just put out. That is what is going to come into your day, because that is what you're saying is coming into your day. Or, I'm doing this and I always, get bumps and bruises. Well, that's what you're putting out there is the intention is when you're doing this activity, you get bumps and bruises. So our words are really, really powerful, whether we think them or whether we say them. And this, by consciously setting intentions, is changing your thought pattern, changing it to be something that is better for you than getting bumps and bruises, than having a really awful day. Now, that isn't to say that those things can't happen, but it is saying as we build that muscle, we catch ourselves faster when we jump into that kind of negative loop of what the outcome is going to be. With that said, this is something that people kind of get upset about because they don't want to do this, but we are allowed to make mistakes as we set intentions. And you're going to make mistakes when you set intentions. It's because you're learning what is working for you. And it also might be that you've set too big of an intention and it needs to kind of come down a little bit smaller. Maybe, it's that you want to send love to everybody, and by 10 a.m. you are incredibly frustrated with everyone you meet. Well, you probably set that a little too big to start with. That's okay. You're allowed to change it midday. You're allowed to tweak it, to recognize, oh, hey, this didn't work for me. Maybe what you want to say is, instead of I send love to everyone, is I respect everyone. Or I respect everyone for this next hour. If it's too big for the day, do it for an hour. You're really trying to work that muscle and allow yourself to make mistakes. And the other thing that I want to mention is when they don't work. We often, especially in our instant gratification culture, we're like, oh, well, that didn't work. I was frustrated with everybody today instead of sending them love, so I'm not doing it again. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of videos on when these intentions don't work. But a couple of things to start with is, the bigger the intention is, which sending love to everyone is a great, great intention, but it's also huge. And so it just might be that you picked something too big to kind of work with. The other thing is the more personal and emotionally attached you are to something or involved in a situation, there can be a lot of layers. And if you're in a really toxic environment, you putting the intention out there that you're sending love to everybody just might make you recoil because you're in an environment that doesn't support that. It's not a bad intention. It's just might be that it's because it's so deep emotionally into you that it might need some layers removed or layers built up until you can actually do that. Because that is a really lofty intention, is to send love to everybody. And sometimes when I am frustrated with people, I do send them love. And sometimes I am like, I am so frustrated with you right now, I can't send you love. And that's okay to acknowledge that too. So really what you want to do when you're starting with intentions is to start small, to do it for just a short time, maybe an hour, maybe a meeting, maybe a half a day, depending on what you're going to do for your intention. Maybe if your intention is, I'm going to have a good hour, or I'm going to have a good meeting, I'm going to have a good productive meeting. See how you're starting it smaller? That's going to give you more wins, and that means you're going to keep doing it. So those couple are a great way to kind of start, is saying, I'm going to have a productive hour. I'm going to have a good hour. I'm going to have a good half a day. And then check in with yourself after that, especially like if you did say you're going to have a good hour. What happened in the hour that made it good? And maybe it was only one thing. Maybe it was that a stranger smiled at you and you went, hey, that's great. Give yourself that win. That's what's going to help you see your progress. Now, I write them down every day. I will say I write probably 90 to 95% of them down. I will also do some on the fly where I won't write them down. But now that I've been doing it, I've been writing them down for several months now. And so I have my history of how I've changed it, how I've grown with them. And it's kind of fun to look back and see the progress that I've made. Now, before that, I was kind of hit or miss with intentions. Sometimes I would do them, sometimes I wouldn't, sometimes I would write them down, sometimes I'd forget about them. But since I've actually been really committed to writing them down every day, I can really see that progress and really see how much of an impact it's making in my life. But again, you don't have to. It's just the way I do it. And I truly do pen, paper, actually write it down because that's my energy. For me, that's really important to have it be in my penmanship, my energy. But again, you could also do it on your, you could just set a reminder. I'm going to have a good day today. If you have a weekly meeting, you could set a reminder right before the meeting. This meeting is going to be productive, or everyone is going to be seen in this meeting, or everyone's going to feel respected in the meeting. Again, you want to start small on what you're starting to create your intentions with. And the best part is to allow yourself to grow into these. You're gonna get some wrong, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. The more you do it, the more impact you are going to see in your life. And when you do it consistently and it's an impact in your life, it's also impacting everybody else as well. Now, these are the two things that I always close my intentions with. Because I've been doing them now for so long, I don't always write this part down, but I do always still speak it. And one of the things that was really important to me is to put myself first, because we typically, especially women, will put everybody else first. And so I always end my intentions, whatever they are, with for my highest and best good and the betterment of all, or for the betterment of all. Because I'm also wanting that energy to go back into the collective to help combat all the fear and anger and chaos that is out in the energy field right now. So the more that I can put it out there, it's also saying it's not just for me, it is for the collective, even if that collective is just me and one other person. Allowing it to be for the collective. And that has really made a difference in my life in how I'm even phrasing them, because I'm like, okay, I am taking responsibility for me and my feelings and thoughts, and I'm also still putting out that beautiful energy to the collective. So that is your kind of overall and how I do intentions and kind of what the major pieces are for me. And like I said earlier in this video, I am thrilled to actually dig into a whole bunch of other areas. You're going to be seeing a lot of intention videos from me. I really see the power in them and the power of the invisible coming into the physical world. So super excited. Let me know in comments if you are starting to kind of do your intentions. What are you doing? Are you doing them daily? Are you doing them once a week? Are you following them with the new moon? What kind of sparked your interest in setting intentions? And if you know me at all, you also know that every time I end a video, I do a self-hug, because we have a private side and a public side, and both sides really, really could use your own extra support. All right, bye for now. I'll see you on the next video.